And I'm going to ask you to control your screen. Request keyboard and mouse control.
Give control. Okay.
Okay. So this is how I would. Can I move this thing up a little? Yeah. In fact, do they give us a download button? They do, right? Is that download? Yeah, sweet. Let's download this thing and put it someplace or easy for you to, or just open it, I guess. So I think it'll be a little easier to read too. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to make this guy a little smaller. I'm going to try to actually. Let me see here. This guy's huge.
There's a percentage thing up here at the
Ah, thank
very
you.
root.
Perfect. Good, good, good. And then can I make the whole window a little smaller too? Yes, 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 yes. So there's our 326, 396. And have I ever walked you through reconciling these things in the books? Or has Eric, or just.
I did it one time with Eric, um, but I didn't do it all the way because there was some info he had to change to make it balance or something. I don't
Okay,
know.
got it. So this is good then, because this is actually good exposure all around. So I'm going to side by side these things. I'm going to clean that up too. I don't really care. I'm going to go up to banking and I'm going to reconcile this account called US checking. Now, this is the period, so I'm just kind of eyeballing that this statement I'm looking at is for October 31st, so that's correct. And the beginning balance does tie to 326, 396, 12. So now I'm just going to type in the ending balance, which they also provide, 605, 201, 41.
Okay, so you're getting that from the bank statement, and that's what the ending balance should be.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then if there
Okay.
was any interest payments or any service charges that were jumping out at me right here, I could also enter them on this screen. But typically, this is something we come back to. So for now, I'm going to say continue.
Okay.
And it's going to tell me we're doing this way past, way long time ago. So now this is our reconciliation screen. This is where we check off things to try to get zeros. Our goal is for this difference thing to say 0 down here.
Okay.
And we can always leave and come back, but we never want to press this reconcile now button until we have zeros down here.
Okay.
Um, so that's kind of the most important thing to remember is we never click reconcile now until this says 0.00. So now the bottom line is, okay, these are all the checks and payments that are in the books. These are all the deposits that would be in the books. Um, and now we just want to check off. So sometimes I print these. It's totally up to you how you want to do it. But if for me, it's easier to print these and actually cross these off as I see them. So here, I'll do the first one. Check number
Okay.
1054 is 16,835. So I'm going to put a check mark there. Now notice that number moved a little.
Yeah.
It moved unfortunately in the wrong direction, but you'll see like the more checks I put in here, the more higher that goes, but hopefully we'll have a huge deposit that'll bring it all the way down.
Okay.
So so if I had a pen or something, I would cross out that one. Next one is 1061. I just eyeballed that the amounts are right, 1100. Good. Because what we're doing here is not only are we providing a book balance, but we're also checking for fraud and stuff to make sure that what they entered in the books is left really what left the bank. So I see the next check is 1062 for 16,000. Oh, nice. The business cards are here. Good. Oh, this is Andre's thing. Never mind. Okay. I checked off the wrong thing, but I'm going to check off that guy. So now I've got kind of 3 of the checks, but what I'm noticing now is, and this is kind of the problem with this client, is they never entered anything past this. So we have to enter check number 1063, 1064, 1065, and 1066 in order to reconcile this month. So I have another file to share with you. Um, help me get back to
You're looking for.
Dropbox.
I think
I'll let you control it
that
for a
un
minute.
is that underneath?
Oh, it
Mm,
is. It is. Well done. So in here, I'm going to show you something that I didn't put it in banking. I put it under QB exports. I have this thing that says KC supplemental journal entries for CFO tools. So I'm going to click on this guy. And I guess he downloaded automatically. Yeah. So I'm going to open him up for us. He's currently in your downloads folder right there. Because now between these three files, we can minimize this guy because we're done with him. We got the books, we got east-west check-in, and we now have this detail. Because I need to know, before I can enter this check into the books, what is this check for $3,900? The bank doesn't tell us. Or do they have the checks here, actually? Can I scroll down? Okay, they do. Kind of hard to read, though. That's kind of hard to read. So let's pretend we don't have that because this particular thing here does. So check number 1063 for 3,900. If I scroll kind of up, this is broken up into banking sections, and the very top one just happens to be the US, the bank account we're looking for. Yeah, East West Bank US checking. So I'm going to scroll down, and I think we already did 1054. 6.1 and 6.2, and look at that, they're already highlighted gray. So the next one for 3,900 is right here. So really, you know what might be more useful is to enter all these checks first, because I know all these need to be entered into the books. And
okay.
they give us the number, the date, the vendor, the memos. Forget the memo. Let's ignore the memos. But they also have the account and the amount. So maybe this is actually a better method to do this. And then we'll come back and reconcile October. So if we enter all the October ones, which look to be from there to about there, and I'll show you how we would do that. But then they'll all show up here, and then we can just check them off and hit reconcile. Maybe that's a better method. So I'm gonna
In
move
a
this.
QuickBooks, you do it strictly by date for a month, right? There's no lag or.
That's right. Checks are they're on cut on a date, and that's all there is to it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make this so maybe you can just have both on the screen at the same time. If I could get that thing to drag. Yeah, let's try to make this smaller like this. So you can see your checks and pump this data in here for us. Move this guy out of the way. Somewhere in this vicinity. Because over here, this is pretty straightforward. Under banking, there's a command called write check, and that is all we're going to do here. So banking, write check. Let's put in this one for 3,900. It already defaults. How do I get rid of all this stuff? And this. It already defaults to the right checking account, East West Bank US. And I would actually do some copying and pasting. Like I don't know if I could do this remotely, but I'm going to try. I would Command C Grant Hoist, and I would paste them. Oh, I can do it. Nice. And then hit Tab. And then I always just do the quick add. The setup would be we're going to put in their address, phone number, and all that stuff. But for our purposes today, we're just going to do a quick add. This is a vendor we're adding. And then that to print button is what's bugging me. I don't want it to be to print. How do I change that? Oh, why? Normally there's a button somewhere that lets me change that. Aha. Print later, unchecking that. And
Hmm.
now I can actually put in the check number, which I believe is right here. Yeah, 1063. And the date was on 10/03/12. So I just like to highlight this whole thing and say 10/03, whoops, 12. And QuickBooks is smart enough to know that we're accountants and that's how we type. The amount
Okay.
was 3,900. And in fact, you can just tab through this whole check process. It'll just hit you to each one. And the account is professional fees. And that is it. That check is done. As long as we're not going to print it, we got the number, we got the date, we got the amount, and we got the vendor. I'm going to say save and new. And is it always going to tell this to turn off this warning? I guess I'll turn off the warning in a edit preferences accounting. Anyway, just hit yes when that comes up. Also, we don't have a class, so just say save anyway. And now you're ready for 1064, which just happens to be the very next one. So really it's now again copy, start here, paste. Again, when I hit tab, it's going to say quick add. Yes, I want to add a quickly add a vendor. The date is 10/03. It's really 10/04, so I'm just going to make that slight change to 10/04. And the amount for this one was 11,92500. And this is also professional fees. So tab, professional fees, save and new. Yes, save anyway. I'm on to the next one.
Now, how
Num
come we're not classifying it right now?
because these guys don't even use classes yet, and I just want to get
Oh,
these checks in here.
gotcha.
Um, and if they want to start using classes, we'll pick a date like January 2013 and start using classes. But I want to
Okay.
show you something. Now that you've added those checks, this screen is actually still open back here. This reconcile screen.
It's showing you they're adding them in.
Right. So if you wanted to really be fancy, if you remember, I think the last one we did was 1062, but
Yeah.
1063, we technically can check that off for this accounting period too. 1064, we can technically check that off too. So if you want to kill two birds with one stone, feel free to do that. But really the
Hmm.
hard work, and then I like to do this, if you're going to walk away so you remember where you left off, I just come back and
Oh,
shade these in.
yeah, good.
And you're ready for 1065, and somewhere back here there's the check writing thing. So you're ready for 1065. So do you have time to help me pump these in? Because here's the deal. I'm going to show you how much we actually have to do.
All right.
We have to do what everything from 1065. Well, really, actually, you know what? We don't really have to do these today because these are 2013. That's not too bad, actually. If you can
So
pump,
you want me to finish through 2012 for this
yeah,
account?
yeah. I mean, yeah. For the immediate need, we just need it through 2012. For the long run, we do need it all the way through the
Okay, so
end.
the bigger projects to enter all the checks in.
Mm-hmm.
But today you need it by through 2012,
Yeah,
just
and then
this account.
just this account, because while you're doing this, I'm going to double team the Wells Fargo account. Because if we go back to
Okay.
balance sheet, um, you're working on checking. I'm going to knock off Wells Fargo checking.
Okay, so I'm doing the East West Bank US checking
Yep,
through 2012, and that's all of the all right on this sheet from the Dropbox.
that's right.
Okay, and you want that done today?
If you don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, I really.
No, I think it should. I think unless I run across some problems, it should I should be able to do it.
Yeah, I'll be here, Dennis. So I'll compile this video and post it for you, but I will also be here doing the same thing you're doing. And if you have any questions, just Skype me.
Okay, I will do this, and then I'll probably ask you some more about where we go from here. But okay, very good.
Yeah, because where we're going to go from here to, we're going to reconcile all these things. We're going to print and save the reconciliation reports together. So why don't you just ping me when you get down to that row right there.
All right, very good.
Awesome, Dennis. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
We'll talk.